Good morning, everybody. It's a nice and balmy 65, 67 degrees here in Idaho. About 7 a.m. Tried to beat the heat for a nice ride this morning. And as you know it goes, when you try and go do something fun, there's always something you got to take care of. So about to go meet up a buddy from the local club. Go see what we can get into. First, I got to stop and get fuel. We're looking to head north up towards Sage Hen Reservoir. But he's got a CRF450RL. Might be new to him, not a new bike, but want to kind of go check it out, see what its limitations are. That's always fun. So, number one thing is always checking to see kind of what fuel mileage. I get about 100 miles give or take on this tank depending on what kind of riding I'm doing. I feel like I could really push 120 if I wanted to, but I carry a liter to 2 liters on the back just in case. But I've never needed it because I usually try and find fuel at about 100 miles or make sure I get fuel at 100 miles. So once again, here I am. Right now I'm about 99 miles since my last fill up, so I'm pretty close. Gonna top off and then we're headed up north. One of the most dangerous places you can ride on a motorcycle is in a gas station, I swear. That's no joke. It's the only complaint I have about this stock tank and the bar bag. Wow, I was really about to hit E. Can't tell if it's smoke or if it's just from the heat and the dust in the air, but somehow Idaho still wins with its sunrises. Just got out of town, well, heading out of town, topped off with fuel. Headed up out towards Emmett. Breeze feels good now, so hopefully we can maintain some of that coolness for a little bit before it starts to get up. I think it's supposed to get up to about 100 today. I'm gonna add a sound effect to his rear fender. Boing, 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 washboarding's a game of compromise for sure. It's crazy. I know I mentioned this in my other video, but I mean, there's a scale, right? And the one you can hardly balance in the center. You're either heavier on one side or the other. These tires are kind of the perfect example of that. My buddy up here, Jeff, got knobbies on his CRF450RL or L, and I mean, he can ride this stuff like he's on a dirt bike, whereas I'm riding on these 50/50 Shinkos, and I love them. They're killer on the pavement. They feel almost like a street tire. They hum just a bit, but yeah, I can't. These washboard roads and this gravel on top of hard pack, the front just washes pretty bad, especially with sand or loamy soil. Doesn't grip well, but I mean, you can look at the, I guess you can't really see it from the camera view probably, but I mean, they got decent knobs, just a good contact patch really that doesn't open it up and allow it to grab much. It really just starts to push really when you start to push over 30 miles an hour in a lot of these corners. So only washed out once with them. That was my fault. You just got to find the limits of your gear and your bike really, and kind of see what's going to work for what you want it to do. I've been in that same predicament lately looking at adventure bikes, you know, between the Tenere 700 and the Norden 901, and you'll get different feedback from everybody. It's just everyone has a different purpose and intended use for that tool. You know, some people use needle nose pliers as hammers, some people use hammers as box cutters. It's kind of the same concept with motorcycles. You know, they can do all kinds of things. It's just how well can they do it and how often can they do it okay, and how dependable is it going to be being used in that application for long periods. I think the Tenere 700 is kind of the Swiss Army knife of dual sports that can adventure well, and I think the DRZ is in the same category. But yeah, I mean, it's inevitable. You got a bike that's 150 more pounds than this DRZ I got, and I'm fighting this bike on some of the single tracks, so a lot of it comes down to your conditioning, your skill level, what you're capable of riding, your experience and whatnot. But I mean, it's also about the tool. A lot of tools make things easier. The one thing about that Norden is with all those features it comes with, the Explorer mode, the traction control, the lean sensitive ABS, all that stuff, it's going to make you a better rider because it allows you to rely less on instinct and on a lot of the things that require your attention and your full understanding of how to operate. So yeah, it's you know, everybody's going to want that cheat button. I think it'd be sweet, but the T7 is just like a raw dirt bike that can adventure, which is sweet in itself. So you have to counter all those things. I mean, even that CRF450 that Jeff's on right now is a full-on compromise. Really, it's just a plated dirt bike. It's just like the Betas and the Husqvarnas. He was complaining about his wrists already being numb just from the short 40-50 mile trip out here to the fire roads and trailheads. I don't have that at all. I mean, this thing, the only thing that I can complain about is my butt after a bit, but I got to see concepts now, so all compromise. I think the DRZs, I stand by it today, is the best compromised bike of all time. It literally is in a league of its own. I think the T7 is very similar. I think they're both dual sports by category. I don't call the T7 an adventure bike. It's just not. But this bike can really do everything, just nothing great. And the T7 is kind of the same thing. So I can't make up my dang mind. The 901 just looks amazing to me, and the T7 is just a proven beast. So we'll see. Yeah, I don't know how much Buddy on the BMW would like it.
I think it might get a little grumpy if we try that.
We can check it out a little bit further and see how bad it really is. That's a cool little section. Ooh, loosey goose. I'm all paranoid after I saw that dude get a freaking, I don't know if it was a full-on tree through his foot. I'm all scared to dab my foot now on a corner. Ooh, bump start. Yeah, it's a be too gnarly for the dude on the little BMW. Little bushwhack vest for sure. Definitely smell the animals up here. The elk. And you can see their tracks. Man, I can't wait for elk season. The coolest animals on earth, the places they live, their habitat, the way they behave. Such a majestic creature. Actually, ironically, that's part of what got me into riding, and especially dual sporting and trail riding, is just being able to extend my capability of being in the mountains where the animals are. I started off as a big time hunter. That's kind of what got me into riding dirt bikes again. I'm a bow hunter, so this time of year in the mountains, I don't know, this doesn't get much better than that for me. Another tip too, invest in a headset. Like I got the Cardo, started off with the Cardo Pack Talk Bold. I used that when I was riding dirt bikes to communicate. Then I got one from my son for him to be able to use. And then once I got my dual sport, I got a dual sport helmet, and I got this, I think it's the Cardo Black or the Pack Talk Black. It's essentially the same thing as the Bold. However, it's a black monitor or device, and then it has 35mm JBL drivers. Man, it's like a soundtrack to the ride, just being able to play music the entire time. It just gets you lost in the soundscape and the landscape simultaneously. It's such a cool experience just being able to ride here and have surround sound in your helmet. Just getting to the campground now, up at the reservoir. Probably take some time to eat real quick, cool off. It feels like it's about 20 degrees cooler up here than it is down in the valley. So this is very welcomed right now after a couple 103, 104, 105 days. Water's glass. Hard to beat that. Beautiful.
Yeah, I love this place. Pulled some pretty decent trout out right here a couple weeks back.
Beautiful.
Yeah, last year It was way lower already. They had that real bad algae bloom last year though too.
Did they stock this up here, I would assume?
Yeah.
What with what?
I've only pulled trout out of it.
Just rainbows?
Yeah. But
you got some top feeding all over right here.
oh yeah, they especially out down the dams over there.
Holy moly, they're everywhere.
Yeah, they blast out here. Especially right
This trout. I don't think I got it on film or on camera, but right as we were leaving, some dude drove his Ford Explorer down on the lake bank, or the reservoir bank, where pretty freshly drained, so yeah, he's stuck. And hopefully someone has a jerk strap or a winch, because he's done. Maybe that's what that side-by-side was going to do. But beautiful day. It's about 67, 68 degrees up here. Probably about 85, 89 back home until peak of the day. So probably stop for a little something to eat on the way back. Have a little snack to get us back. Call it a day. Man, just found out one of the guys on this ride is 72 years old. How cool is that, man? I hope I'm riding at that age. Riding, I think it's might be some kind of BMW 600 or 800, whatever, but we've been mindful, not getting on too much of the off-road gnarly stuff or any of the single track for his sake. But man, that's what I love about the riding community. You got two young bucks, well, comparatively young bucks, and two older gentlemen, man, just out here enjoying this. I really don't think any of these people know what the hand signals mean, which is unfortunate, because a lot of them will haul once they get around the corner and they don't see a bike immediately. So yeah, it's smoky right now due to these fires. I think there's one to the west and maybe a couple to the east, but it's just settling down. Well, the fire always settles down bad in this valley. Still get a good view though. The fires aren't bad enough that you can still see a couple miles out. Beautiful. DRZ hit 1,000 miles today. I bought it with like 180 miles 3 months ago, 2 months ago. Yeah, 2 months ago. So just can't stop riding this thing, man. It's awesome without a hiccup. So cheers to that. Well, just said goodbye to the guys. Stopped in on Old Highway. Nice little cafe to get something to eat. I'm headed home to spend some time with the family for the weekend. So until next time, take care, and we'll see you then. Signing off.